Well, welcome to Thurston County's annual swearing-in ceremony. I'm Mary Hall, your Thurston County Auditor, and it's my privilege to be your Master of Ceremonies today and to swear in our new and returning elected officials. We're pleased to have the distinguished Thurston County Sheriff's Color Guard with us today, and Sheriff Derek Sanders will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could please rise.
Color guard, up team, oh, word, hook. Oh, let, peace. Right? See? Yes. Cut. Color guard, uniform personnel, present. Hook.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Oh. Right? Peace. Oh, word. Hook.
Thank you, Sheriff Sanders, and special thanks to our color guard. It is now my pleasure to introduce Pastor David Reeves, who will give the invocation. The Reverend David Reeves is a senior pastor at New Life Baptist Church in Lacey. Reverend Reeves earned his Master of Divinity at the Faith Evangelical College and Seminary. Reverend Reeves became a full-time youth and collegiate pastor at Mount Calvary Baptist Church in North Carolina. He was also the director of ministries at Ebenezer United Church of Christ and the lead pastor at the Sweet Gum Grove Missionary Baptist Church. Welcome, Reverend Reeves.
It's absolutely our privilege to be here together today, and simply I greet you in the highest name in which I know, the name of Jesus. Can we all in a unifying way simply move together to a time of prayer and assemble in whichever way we may as we prepare to approach God's throne? Simply repeat these words: what we can't do alone, we can do together. What we cannot do alone, we can do together. What we cannot do alone, we can do together. Our Father and our God, we thank you for the privilege is ours to assemble here in this wonderful place. Thank you for every person, and thank you for every soul in which sits and occupy, of course, the seats in which we have today. For this space in Thurston County and for the work that has been done and the work that will be done, we give you thanks. We pray and even invoke your presence and ask, oh God, within our ecosystem of servants, each and every person who'd be sworn in today would be able to fulfill their duties and be able to move out into community, to offer service unto humanity in ways that would bring and make our place a better place to live. I pray that you give us strength. I pray that you give wisdom. I pray that you give guidance and that you would continue to give strength and stamina, endurance, even in difficult days, to make the difficult decisions that bring us better opportunity, that bring us brighter hope, and simply offer unto us the best of what Thurston County has to offer. These things we pray in your name and for his sake. And everyone said amen.
Thank you, Reverend Reeves. Appreciate it. So, I want to add that being here in this ceremony, in this place, is sort of a homecoming for me. Many of you know that during the 2020 pandemic, we moved our entire operation, voting center, voter registration, to the Puget Sound student hub just across the parking lot. So when I think back on that experience, I'm really reminded of the creativity and the hard work of my staff during that time. So on that note, I want to thank the auditor's election team that made the swearing-in ceremony happen. So thank you to my elections manager, Tilly Naputi-Puller, and all of the election staff from the auditor's office. And a special thank you to Lynette Milton, who's my election supervisor, and Jamie Davidsmeyer, my voter outreach specialist, for organizing this ceremony. More goes into this than you could imagine, so thank you very much. And we're always like to introduce our elected officials, and the funny thing about today is most are being sworn in either for another term or but I do want to give a special welcome to former Senator Karen Frazier, who is going to be our keynote today, and Sheriff Derek Sanders for leading us in the pledge and taking time out of his day to be here. So are there any elected officials here that aren't being sworn in today that I might have missed? It was a little crazy up there. No? Okay, great. So today, you commit yourself with an oath swearing to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington. You are a public servant. And as public servants, we need to remember that we represent the entirety of our community over and above political affiliations. As representatives, our responsibility extends beyond those who supported us on the ballot. We are here to serve everyone, including those who may hold a different opinion or perspective. It is a challenge, but it is our paramount duty to uphold our democracy, and trust is the cornerstone of effective governance, and it's something that we must cultivate across differences. We must be the bridge that connects the different viewpoints. This doesn't mean that we compromise our principles or our values. It means that we recognize the richness that diversity brings to the table. By governing with an open mind and a commitment to understanding, we can build a thriving community here in Thurston County. So let us pledge to govern with integrity, ensuring that the concerns of all citizens are heard and considered. By working together and embracing the diversity of our community, we can embody the principles of democracy and lead our constituents to a better future. Now I'm happy to welcome our honorary speaker and my friend and former colleague, Patty McGuire. Patty McGuire is the Mason County Chief Superior Court Administrator and former Mason County Auditor. He has over 20 years of election management experience, and as Oregon's Deputy Secretary of State, he oversaw the nation's first vote-by-mail general election. And he also pioneered Oregon's central voter registration system, which is now a nationwide model. He was also the Deputy Director of the Federal Voting Assistance Program, which is actually where we met. He helped ensure that military personnel, their families, and all overseas citizens had the right to vote. Patty graduated from Hamilton College in New York and earned an MBA from Cornell University and a certificate from the Senior Executive in State and Local Government Program from the Harvard Kennedy School. It's my honor to welcome Patty McGuire.
To the newly elected officials, congratulations. Today is the culmination of a democratic process that allowed the citizens of Thurston County to express their will and select each of you to serve them in our government. As someone who devoted more than 20 years of my career to the administration of elections, I regard the ability of Americans to express their will at the ballot box as a sacred right. The desire for that right led to the revolution that founded our nation. Successive generations have fought to ensure that the high-minded language of our founding documents is inclusive, not exclusive, as it was originally. The self-evident truths enumerated in the Declaration of Independence were written by a slave owner who bought and sold humans like farm implements. And when the founders said that all men are created equal, they did mean men, though only some of them. In the nearly 250 years since, the franchise has expanded to include more citizens, but it has taken heroes to make that happen. And it has often been 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Heroes continue to fight for a more perfect union today that is more inclusive and allows citizens to participate more fully and easily. The threats to our democratic processes are no longer theoretical. And in public life, it is incumbent on each of us to resist authoritarian impulses. While it is tempting to believe that winning for what you believe in makes it worthwhile to push aside democratic values, following that impulse can only end badly. I urge you to fight that impulse actively. It is equally important to not provide fodder to those who claim that all elected officials are in elective office for personal profit. It's an awesome responsibility that the voters have bestowed on you. Hubert Humphrey said, "Anyone who has ever been elected to public office understands that the one commodity above all others, namely the trust and confidence of the people, is fundamental in maintaining a free and open political system," unquote. Maintaining that public trust is in your hands, and your approach to your new job or your new term will either enhance or undercut that trust. Please be worthy of that trust and confidence. When I first took office as county auditor in Mason County in 2019, it was the first time in my 45 years of working that I didn't have a boss. I didn't have vacation time, sick leave, or anyone to be directly accountable to. It was an odd feeling, and I quickly understood how a few elected officials choose to take advantage of that lack of accountability. Quote, "Real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know whether you did it or not." That's great advice from Oprah Winfrey. There's an old Irish saying, "Anything that keeps a politician humble is healthy for democracy." I urge you to be humble too. Never forget who gave you this opportunity to serve. Never forget who pays your salary, however meager that salary is. But today is about a new beginning, a fresh start, an opportunity to make our upper left corner of our country a little better. Let's set aside the sharp elbows of the campaign trail and do our best to work together, because that's what the people who elected you expect, and deserve. Let's show them that they made good choices, and let's all work our tails off together for them. Congratulations, and thank you, and best of luck.
Alrighty. So I'm going to step backwards a little bit. So apparently there were shy people, or I just couldn't see people raise their hand because it's really dark up here. You may be able to see me, but I can't see you. So we do have some elected officials in the audience that I would like to recognize. Oh, these are my swearing. Never mind. See, my staff's fantastic. They really take care of me. All righty. So, and these are in order, correct? Okay. So we are going to begin the swearing-in ceremony to our newly elected and returning elected official. So how this works, I'm going to call your position. So for example, if it's the City of Olympia, we want all those who are taking the oath for the City of Olympia to come forward. You'll come up on this side. I will be out in front here giving you your oath. Then you'll want to go over to this table. You actually will sign your oath and you'll get your certificate of election. Now, mayors will be called up separately because it is separate from council positions. And when I'm done swearing everybody in, what we'd like to do, and it's really fun, we'd like to get everybody back up here to take a group photo. And then we have refreshments out in the lobby so we can visit and congratulate everybody after the ceremony. All right. So with that, I am going to call Board of County Commissioners. I believe we have Wayne Fournier being sworn in today. All right. If you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Wayne Fournier,
I, Wayne Fournier,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties
of the office of County Commissioner
of the office of County Commissioner
according to law
according to law
and the best of my
to the best of my ability.
Now we have Port of Olympia, position number 1, Jasmine Vasavada. And did I say that right? So what is the correct pronunciation? So Vasavada. Vasavada, it's such a poetic name. Okay. All right. Okay. So. All righty. I, Jasmine Vasavada,
I, Jasmine Vasavada,
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Port of Olympia Commissioner
of the office of Port of Olympia Commissioner
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Great. Congratulations. All right. And now we have the City of Lacey, Mr. Malcolm Miller. Good to see you. Okay. Raise your right hand. I, Malcolm Miller, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington and all local ordinances, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of City of Lacey Council according to law and the best of my ability. Congratulations. Good to see you. Okay, and next is the City of Olympia. I'd like to start with Mayor Dante Payne. All right, raise your right hand. I, Dante Payne,
I, Dante Payne,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Mayor of Olympia
of the office of Mayor of Olympia
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability.
and to my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you. Fantastic. And this is where we start coming up in groups. So city council positions for City of Olympia. I believe I have Danny Madrone and Yen. You need to tell me how to say your last name. Hewen. So Yen, you'll come up at the same time. Okay, come on. Yeah. So when I say state your name, you'll both say your individual name and then what your position is. No, you'll say yours. Yeah, and how do you spell? How do you say? Yen? Yen? Alrighty. Okay. So raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Danny Madrone,
Okay. Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Olympia City Council District Number. You don't have districts? Okay, Olympia City Council. Okay. According to the law and the best of my ability. All right, congratulations, you too. You bet. All righty, and now we come to the city of Tenino, Mayor David Wetterson. Yeah. I, David Wetterson, affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Tenino Mayor according to law and the best of my ability. Let's go for a minute. Congratulations. And we have Tenino Council Position 5, Jess Eisel. So I got your, how do you pronounce your name? Eisel. Okay. Like an Eiffel Tower. Got it. Okay. I, Jeff Eisel,
I, Jeff Eisel,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Tenino City Council
of the office of Tenino City Council
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and this brings us to the city of Tumwater, with Leetta Dahlhoff and Kelly Von Holtz. We got huggers. Hey, this is fantastic. Okay, so how we do this, both of you, I'll say I state your name and you state your name, and then I'll say, when I get to city council position, you state your position. Okay, raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Leanna Dolhoff. I, Kelly Von Holt.
Do solemnly affirm
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Tumwater City Council,
of the office of Tumwater City Council, Position 1, Position 7,
my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Perfect. Congratulations. Congratulations, Rachel. Okay. Now we move to Griffin School District, Director Position 1, Tessa Frevert. Frevert. Tessa, how do you say your last name? Okay, sorry for that, right? Okay, you raise your right hand. I, Tessa Trevert,
I, Tessa Freebert,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Griffin School District
of the office
Director
of Griffin School District Director
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Is this your first term? Oh, thanks for stepping up. All right. Now we move to Fire District Number 3, Commissioner Frank Kirkbride. All right. Hi, how are you? All righty. Raise your right hand. I, Frank Kirkbride,
I, Frank Kirkbride,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington,
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Fire District 3, Commissioner Position 3,
as the Office of Fire District
3,
3, Position 3,
okay, according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and best of my ability.
Congratulations. You bet. All righty, now we move to Fire District Number 8, South Bay, Commissioner Position 1, Gloria. Gloria, you're going to have to tutor me. Zversdy. Zversdy. Okay. All right. I, Gloria Zversdy,
I, Gloria Zawoski,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution of the laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all the ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Commissioner Position 1
of the Office of Commissioner Position 1
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Thanks for stepping up. All right. Fire District 13, Commissioner Position 3, Dave Pearsall. That explains why you're not in uniform.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. I, Dave Pearsall,
I, Dave Pearsall,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Commissioner Position 3
of the office of Commissioner Position 3
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to law and the best of my ability.
Great. Congratulations. Was your dad named Dave also?
Yes.
Tacoma? Married to Kathy Pearsall? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Now we move to Fire District 17, Bald Hills, Commissioner Position 1, Harry Miller. How are you? Good. All right, raise your right hand. All right. I, Harry Miller,
I, Harry Miller,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and the state of laws of the state of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Fire Commissioner Position 2. Sorry, Position 1.
thank you very much, the office of Fire Commissioner Position 1,
According to law and the best of my ability.
according to law and the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you very much. Congratulations for stepping up. Righty. Now we move to Southeast Thurston Fire Authority, Subregion 3. Steve Slater, Position 2. Her name is easy. All right, raise your right hand. I, Stephen Slater,
I, Stephen Slater,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Commissioner Position 2
of office of Commissioner Position 2
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for stepping up. This brings us to Englewild Park and Rec Center, Commissioner Position 5, Alexis Wallace. Okay, so raise your right hand. I, Alexis Wallace,
I, Alexis Wallace,
do solemnly affirm
solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the office of Parks Commissioner, Position 5,
of the Office of Parks Commissioner, District 5,
okay, according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Great, congratulations. First time I've sworn in a park. This is great. All right. So did I miss anyone? One, Rainier. Okay. My apologies. Okay, so I'd like to call Ryan Roth, City of Rainier, Council Position Number 2. And then you'll just come and get this. I'll give it to him. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, great. All right, raise your right hand. Okay. I, Ryan Roth, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington and all local ordinances, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of Rainier City Council, Position 2, according to the law and the best of my ability. Great. Congratulations. Okay, now this is a little different. You'll sign that over at that table, okay? All right. And now we go to McLean Fire District, Commissioner Position 3, Len Albert. All right. I, Len Albert,
I, Len Albert,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that
States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington
and all local
and
ordinances,
all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
perform and discharge the duties
of the Office of Fire Commissioner, Position 3,
of duties of the Office of Fire Commissioner, Position 3,
according to law, to the best of my ability.
according to law, to the best of my ability.
Great. Congratulations. Okay, I'm gonna take that with you over there. All right. So did we get everyone? If not, see me afterwards. So we are honored to have Karen Frazier as our featured speaker. And no matter what level of government you were sworn into today, Karen has probably been there. She was the first female mayor of Lacey, the second female county commissioner, and she served multiple terms in the State House and Senate. During her time in the Senate, she served as a Democratic caucus chair, vice chair of the Ways and Means Committee, chair of the Capital Budget, and chair of numerous policy committees. She's the past president of the Washington State Association of Counties. She's a graduate of the University of Washington with a BA and a master's in public administration. And Karen currently serves as chair of the Evergreen State College Board of Trustees. Pretty impressive. So I'd like to welcome Karen Frazier.
Well, thank you, Mary, for a lovely introduction. And I'm billed as a keynote speaker, but I think I'm a last note speaker. So, well, I'm delighted to join you today on this auspicious, celebratory, and legally significant day. And thank you, Auditor Mary Hall and your staff for organizing this important occasion. And thank you all who are attending today. Your being here demonstrates your commitment to seeing through to the end of our democratic election process. And above all, as has been said before, congratulations to all the newly elected and re-elected. You have each successfully made it through what I call the ring of fire. That's what I call a campaign for public office. As you all know who've done it, it's an exceptionally busy and stressful experience like none other. Your families, your close friends, your key campaign supporters went through it with you. So each of you, we thank for demonstrating through this process your commitment to our community and our democratic process, with much more to come. This is just the beginning. I think a note of appreciation is in order too, from the public to those candidates and their families and friends and supporters who didn't quite make it past the finish line. By offering their services and engaging in campaigns, they too made important positive contributions to healthy democratic institutions and our community life. And I expect they will continue to do so. The stars of our show today, however, are our newly elected and re-elected officials. Each of you have clearly earned the respect, trust, and confidence of people throughout our community. This is a real treasure in life, these feelings toward you. So guard it, grow it, and don't blow it. At this point now, you've had a couple months to more or less recuperate from the campaign, and very soon, at the stroke of midnight, this Sunday night, as we move from 2023 to 2024, you will enter into a new life, that of being an office holder or a returning office holder. So as we celebrate, and I'd just like to say too, as we celebrate and conclude the election season, I think a great thank you is in order to Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall and all members of her election staff for their faith. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
They serve all of us and our democratic process with faithfulness, diligence, and determined accuracy in managing complex elections. And you can see by how many offices we've sworn in today, with so many different jurisdictions, it gets very complex very quickly. And they are determinedly accurate in managing all of this and in counting the votes. So we in Thurston County can always have utmost confidence in their work. It's essential for a democracy, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Well, the most important action this afternoon has already taken place. It's administering the oath of office to the newly elected and re-elected. And for some of you, this might be a repeat from having taken it previously, but we're really pleased you're here to join in with others today. Taking an oath of office is an exceptionally important act. It's a requirement of state law, and a public official cannot serve without taking it, and there are serious consequences for violating it. And it is a requirement throughout the country that all elected officials from top to bottom take an oath of office. The oaths around the country are worded similarly, and there are generally 3 parts to it, although I noticed today there's a 4th part added here, which I think is good. But first of all, of utmost significance, the oath of office is a component of upholding the processes of our democracy nationally. So you might say it's an important part of the glue that holds, the political glue that holds our democracy together. The oaths of office include, as you heard multiple times here, stating a commitment to uphold the U.S. Constitution. Since it's impossible for public officials throughout the country to meet together, it is through the common wording of the oath of office that they all agree to be committed to and pointed toward the same North Star, the U.S. Constitution. It's a way to achieve shared commitment throughout the country. So in thinking about what that means, I think it's worthwhile to review the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, which contains what our country is about. So I'm going to read it, but if you have memorized it in the past, why don't you recite it along with me? I think everybody should memorize it. It goes, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity." So that's what our country is about. That's the preamble to the U.S. Constitution. So all our elected officials today are obliged to make this among their top priorities in serving in public office. Secondly, oaths of office, as you heard, also require elected officials to uphold the Constitution and laws of their respective state, in our case, the state of Washington. Again, this is a comparable coordinating mechanism intended to assure that all are pulling together. So this, too, is an obligation of those taking the oath of office today. And I checked the preamble to the Washington State Constitution. It is Article 1. It's a 35-section listing of people's rights. So the third major part of an oath of office, and of immediate interest to all of us, is contains basically a promise that each official will faithfully uphold and fulfill the requirements and obligations of the specific office to which they've been elected. And as everyone here is aware, these are major responsibilities, very significant responsibilities, very complex, and often very high impact. So today is a very important public commitment at the beginning of each person's term. So the fourth one that was, I'm pleased it was added, a promise to uphold local ordinances. I think that is an excellent add. So, of course, taking the oath of office is just the beginning of serving. In your years ahead, you'll be learning and growing in your respective responsibilities. You will become increasingly acquainted with your community and the wide range of people's ways of life and the many resources within the community, the past successes, and the challenges for the future. You'll be living in a kaleidoscope of diverse opinions and perspectives, and you need to treat all with respect. You will be pushed in various directions, and I encourage each of you to remain open, flexible, and negotiable. However, as Shakespeare advises, unto thine own self be true. You will be conducting innumerable public meetings where it's important to engender public confidence. You will be enhancing your active listening skills. And for those who are not elected officials end up listening more than speaking, contrary to general stereotypes. And you will come to excel in scheduling and time management. And maybe your family and close friends will too. However, in spite of always being kind of in a rush, your ability to be patient will probably also improve. You will be participating in many intergovernmental processes. This is an essential component of governance here in Thurston County. You will be developing collegial, cooperative relationships with other elected officials. This is very important to working successfully together. The public expects elected officials to work compatibly with one another. You will come to greatly respect the solid expertise and public service commitment of the public employees with whom you work. You will be, and should be, a role model for others, so stay alert. You will be an employer of a large number of people, a very responsible role with many important decisions to make and leadership styles to encourage. You will be encouraging citizens to participate in governmental and civic affairs. This too is important for a healthy democracy and a healthy community. You will be living with the requirements of the Open Meetings Act and the Opens Records Act. Of course, do it with grace and you'll have experts to help you. There's a downside to elective official life, and that is, from time to time, you will really agonize over exceptionally difficult decisions. And as you do, stay true to yourself and your oath of office. So you will be doing all of this and more as you contribute your vision to shaping our future. So, and you are our future. Again, congratulations and best wishes. So today, in taking the oath of office, it's the first day of the rest of your life. It's the beginning of a whole new set of relationships and accountabilities. So midnight, this coming Sunday, at midnight, December 31, I'll be watching and enjoying the spectacular fireworks and probable drone show at the Space Needle. And I'll be thinking of each of you and your precise moment of transition. I'll wish you the best and thank you.
Fantastic. That's fantastic, Karen. Thank you so much. Great. Well, again, you've heard it a million times, but congratulations to all of our elected officials, whether you're newly elected or returning as an elected official. Local government has the most significant impact on the day-to-day lives of our community. Our neighbors have entrusted us with decisions about public health, public safety, and democracy. As you prepare to assume or continue your role in local government, remember, public service is about facing challenges together as a community. And in a time of political polarization, it is important for us to engage in respectful and constructive dialogue. As elected officials, we have the responsibility to exemplify civil discourse, fostering an understanding and working towards practical solutions. Our commitment to defending democracy lies at the heart of our service, embracing diversity and ensuring that every voice is heard, contributes to a stronger community. An effective collaboration, even amidst differing viewpoints, is the key to solving the challenges we face. Congratulations once again. I wish you success in upholding the values of inclusiveness, our Constitution, and democracy in our community. So this ends our ceremony for today, but for all of you that were sworn in today, I hope you will come back up to the stage so we can take a group photo. And we do have refreshments in the lobby, so everybody has a chance to mingle and congratulate those that took their oath today. So thank you very much for coming.